Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know, the goal of this channel has always been to help people make money in crypto. Hopefully, life-changing gains. I have a financial background and I do my deep dives for me. And when I uncover uncomfortable truths, I share with my community. And I'm here to tell you that does not grow a channel and that doesn't sell in crypto. But hey, if you are already doing well and you're happy with your portfolio and how you did in this cycle, keep doing what you're doing. Heck, send me an email and tell me what you're doing. But if you're not doing well, it's videos like this that can turn your portfolio around and hopefully make you more successful. Now, today we're going to just talk, it's going to be a tough love conversation. Now guys, I get it. I can come off brutal, brutally honest, rough. A lot of people say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I promise you I do. I do non-biased research. If you're going to call me out with a fact. And if you prove me wrong, I'll make a video. So in this video, I am going to give you a ton of alpha. And if you've never watched any of my videos till the end, just watch this one. Because what I'm going to share with you is going to help you immensely from now going into 2026 and beyond. I'm going to give you an immense amount of alpha. And guys, maybe I don't make you the money you want to make, but I'll probably save you from getting wrecked. That's what this video's all about. So hit the like button, and I'm just going to rant away. And guys, stay with me because this is tough love and alpha you need to hear. All right, did I say hit that like button? Hit the like button. Doesn't cost you anything, and we need to get the word out. All right, guys. Today is a pretty good day, but you know, we're not in altcoin season. This is nothing special. Very few projects are pumping, and the ones that are pumping can't stay. Like Luna Classic. Guys, we put that in our inner circle, and it was rough because Binance is manipulating, but it finally collapsed. They always do. So if you have an interest in shorting, we'll talk about that at the end. But what I want to share with you right off the gate, before we get into the tough love and the alpha you need to hear, here's some hopium. Guys, the U.S. Treasury Secretary just announced that Kevin Hassett is about to become Fed chairman. And 2026 is going to be a wild year. And that comes from the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent. Guys, everything is lining up behind Bitcoin for sure. Everything is lining up for the U.S. economy and all asset classes. But that doesn't mean that they are all going to do well. Because quite frankly, guys, most people get into investing, if you call it investing, to make money. Now, I'm going to rant away, so just hear me out. You know, ask yourself, guys, why'd you get into crypto? I got into crypto to make life-changing gains in one cycle. Cryptos are not stocks. I wanted to make money this cycle and an immense amount. And that's what most people are promising you. Well, now they're moving the goalposts and they're going out to 2026, 2030. Guys, why would I invest in projects that haven't made a new all-time high in 8 years, 2 cycles? That's not life-changing gains. And that's the type of alpha I'm going to give you. I play the probabilities, guys, and I invest cycle to cycle, which I think the cycle narrative is done. And I'll make a new game plan for 2026, and I'm going to share with my community. that being said, what I'm going to share with you is not FUD, guys. And I'm here to tell you, again, here comes the rant. I've been around, I bought my first foreign currency in like 1990. I've done penny stocks. I have flipped real estate. I've bought options. You name it, guys. Pretty much I've done it. And I have never seen a more dishonest group of people, a more corrupt group of people, more straight BS that is thrown at you and pure manipulation than I have in crypto. Now I say that with love, but I've never seen people look people straight in the eyes and lie to them about their money. Most crypto influencers are like watching CNN. They don't care about you. They don't even respect you enough to tell you what I'm going to share with you in this video. So you might say, well, if Ray's so bearish and so negative and throwing all this FUD, why is he here? Guys, facts and data and math is not FUD. It's just the reality of the game we're playing. And why I'm excited and why I'm still here is I understand the game. I understand the BS. So when someone's lying to me or manipulating me, I want to figure out why and what's going to be the outcome, and I'm going to act accordingly. So I'm doing well. Nothing like I thought I would be with altcoin season. But that's fine. I'm excited about 2026. Now, I heard one of the biggest influencers in one of these tribal tokens talk about why they got into crypto. They got into crypto like 2017. And he said, oh, I saw people like BitBoy literally making life-changing gains and buying Lambos. Hey, guys, I'm a Georgia boy. So is BitBoy. I've met him. He's not a bad guy, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. And I say that with love. But, guys, he did have a Lambo. But, guys, this is not 2027. That's old news. Those are old narratives. But the influencer I'm talking about said, well, once he saw what BitBoy did, he started buying all the tokens BitBoy was involved in. Like XLM, XRP, Quant, all the ISO tokens. Guys, not one of those, not one, has made a new all-time high in 8 years. You skipped 2 cycles. Is that someone you want to follow? Guys, consider that. Because in this video, we're going to talk about probabilities and the reality. Because ask yourself this. When you first started investing in crypto, especially like the older Dino tokens, you were thinking in your mind that they're not only going to hit their all-time highs, but they're going to make like 100x above those. Tomorrow, when this happens. That's what we've been sold. Well, we're going to walk through the reality. Because, guys, if the probability is less than 10% that your favorite altcoin is going to make a new all-time high in its second bull run, would you stack it? If the probability was that if your favorite project didn't make a new all-time high in its second bull run, it's like 0.001 that it'll make a new all-time high in its third. Would you be excited? Would you believe the people that told you? Well, I'm going to show you the reality of what we are dealing with. And again, guys, if you understand the game and the manipulation, you can do well. That's my game plan. All right, let's look at something, guys. For the most part, I'm generalizing, nothing has less risk than Bitcoin, and nothing has made more consistent all-time highs cycle to cycle from its previous high. Nothing. And the majority of tokens, 90%, it's really over 90%. I'm going to prove it to you. Don't make a new all-time high in its second bull run. So that's less than 10%. And again, less than 1%, way less than 1% make a new all-time high in its third cycle. So let's take a look. So remember, this is what you want. No matter when you've bought Bitcoin, you're doing well, right? New all-time high. You bought the top, all-time high. You bought the top, all-time high. You bought the top. It's going to make a new all-time high. Now, the only projects, when you scroll down, that have remotely kept pace is with Bitcoin is what we're going to talk about, right? So check this out, guys. When you scroll down and you look at Bitcoin, it's made like 12 new all-time highs since in 8 years, the last 2 cycles. Ethereum, basically I would say, I'm not even sure if it hit the all-time high. It's really close. Binance made a new all-time high. XRP hasn't made a new all-time high in 8 years. You missed 2 cycles. Solana made a new all-time high. Tron made a new all-time high. Dogecoin, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, XLM, Litecoin, Zcash, Shiba, Kronos, Ton, Uniswap, Polkadot, Cosmos. I could go on. None of them, not even in the ballpark, really, of making new all-time highs. So why would you think in 2026 that all of a sudden, not only are they going to make new all-time highs, they're going to make life-changing gains? The odds are not in your favor. And I don't know wealthy investors or whales or the smart money that gamble like that. And if they're going to gamble, they're going to do it with a very small portion of their investment capital. All right, so look at Bitcoin's chart. Look at Binance chart, right? Binance made a new all-time high in its second bull run and exploded pretty much in this bull run. But guys, it still didn't even double your money from its all-time high. Render. Now, bear with me because there's a trend here that I think is going to help you maybe pick the tokens to buy in 2026. Render. Look at that, guys. People forget about Render, but Render led this bull run for over a year. Everything was red and Render kept going up. But look, new all-time high. But if you notice, it made a new all-time high early. That's what we're going to get into. Tron. Now, Tron is the exception to the rule, but we're going to talk about why is it the exception. Tron is the only token outside of one that is a scam token, and I'm not even going to talk about it, that made a new all-time high in its third cycle that didn't in its second. Look at this. Came out, made life-changing gains for people in its first cycle. Last cycle, nothing. It ripped, and it ripped early in this cycle. But look, what's the difference? The market cap. They stopped dumping. Now it's pretty much fully diluted. The only reason Tron didn't make new all-time high in the last cycle was because they were dumping on you. Just like XLM, XRP, HBAR, IOTA, Algorand, and all those Dino tokens. Their market cap is doing well, but they're dumping on you. So you don't get the benefit of the project making new all-time highs for the market cap and for its adoption. And guys, here's some alpha. If you don't understand tokenomics, you will be exit liquidity, period. Because the odds are, the probabilities, 99.9% of all these tokens are going to crash 80, 90 plus percent in 2026. And most of them are just going to disappear. They don't make any money to feed their ecosystems. And the only reason these ecosystems are alive is because they have bad tokenomics and the companies and the foundations are dumping on you and they pay people to build on their ecosystem. Well, whatever they're building is just straight BS. The world doesn't need it. And that's fine, guys. Let me be clear. A project can rip with bad tokenomics, especially with somebody like Binance behind it. But the only guarantee we have in crypto is that if a project has bad tokenomics, it will not maintain a pump and it will crash. That's the only guarantee we have in crypto. Now, Injective. Look at this. It led the bull run right behind or right before render. I don't remember. One of my best calls. I was making videos back here, and to be honest, I ran out of dry powder. I bought one handful. That's a whole different story. Never run out of dry powder. But Injective made a new all-time high and is probably the #1 performing token out there, even above Bitcoin from cycle top to cycle top. But look, it did it early. Remember that. I'm going somewhere with this. Stay with me. FET, the same thing. Again, guys, I was making videos right here telling everyone this is a phenomenal project, and it has outperformed Bitcoin cycle to cycle, but barely. But for the risk reward, it's not worth it. Okay, Gate, Leo token, guys. You'll notice out of the 9 or 10 tokens that made a new all-time high in the top 100 cycle to cycle, like 3 of them are exchanges. They make a ton of money. Follow the exchanges. They are solid investments. But look at this. This is the Leo token. I didn't realize, but check this out, guys. And I would have invested. I didn't realize it was Bitfinex, right? It makes a ton of money. It manipulates. It prints money. That's a great project. New all-time highs every cycle. OKB. Look at that, guys. New all-time high from its past cycle. New all-time high, and exploded early in this cycle. All right. What we got? What is that? Solana made a new all-time high in its second cycle. Stacks made a new all-time high in its second cycle. Was one of my biggest bags early in the cycle. I sold out. Here's some more alpha. Take profits. Are you going to become the prophets? Guys, don't hodl these tokens. Now, where I'm leading you to is that if you look at the projects that have made new all-time highs in their second cycle, they have a lot of adoption and good tokenomics. And they did well their first cycle. So that leads me to think, what projects are probably going to do well in 2026? Well, Hyperliquid pretty much has led this cycle, especially this year. One of the only tokens out there that have made a new, that have made people money in 2025. Here's some more alpha. I've said it 1,000 times. If you want to make life-changing gains, it's going to be from the new project that's never experienced a bull run in its first cycle. They've all done it. Solana, life-changing gains. Ethereum, even Bitcoin, XRP, XLM, they all made life-changing gains their first cycle. And then it gets less and less and less. There's never been a token, ever, made more money for the next cycle than the previous cycle if you bought the bottom. So remember that when these people are just trying to get you to FOMO in and tell you you're getting a Lambo. Probabilities, guys. So I think there's a good chance that Hyperliquid takes off in 2026 because it doesn't have the best tokenomics right now, but it prints money and it has one of the best flywheels to accrue value for the token holders. And it started a trend. Now, BitGet token, another exchange, it ripped this cycle. And it's technically its first cycle. So I think there's a good chance it could rip in 2026. Now, Linea. Guys, hear me out. If you're bullish on XRP, because XRP, for example, or any of the ISO tokens, we're going to get a piece of the pie from Swift. Well, guys, Swift's made the announcement that is using Consensus, Ethereum, and Linea. Period. Across the board. Links the gateway. But that's a whole different story. Link still hasn't made a new all-time high in its second bull run, and it's not going to. So it's probably not going to in its third. So I'm out. But Linea has a flywheel that they just implemented. And not only did they have the Swift announcement, no one wants to talk about it, but the DTCC settles all the stocks transactions around the world. They picked Consensus, Ethereum, Linea. The NASDAQ for tokenized assets has picked Consensus, Ethereum, and Linea. No one wants to talk about that. They still tell you that like XRP is going to dominate those three sectors. No, they're not. It's not even relevant. And this is not about XRP. And here's some alpha. This is what the big boys are doing. And if you happen to make some money and you want a place to park it, Consensus is going to go public. And when it does, it'll be one of my biggest bags. But I believe that Linea could take off in 2026. Now, what else could do that? Guys, you know, people want to sell hype and tomorrow. This token's going to do this. This token's going to do that. What's it waiting on? We know real world assets are coming. Everything's going to be tokenized. Your dog, your health insurance, or your health, what am I thinking? My brain's not working. Your health reports, right? Your passport, your house, your car, your insurance policy, everything's going to be tokenized. Well, who's dominating that? Well, Wall Street came together and they built the Canton Network. The Canton Network already has $6 trillion of tokenized assets and more coming every day than all of the RWA altcoins combined by about 160x, not even 160%, 160x. So you have projects like XRP, XLM, Algo. They're all like, oh, we're going to take over the world. Well, you are so far behind, you don't even have a percent, not even a percent tokenized. What are they waiting on? These are the leaders, guys. And I think Canton Network may lead the bull run next year. Now, let's move on to the good things. If you watch this channel, I love to short. I short about 75% of the time, and that was in the bull market. And thank goodness I did. And if I didn't short, guys, I would be flipping houses and just stacking Bitcoin. Now, tokenomics. This is the #1 token I will be shorting in 2026. WorldCoin. It has arguably the worst tokenomics in all of crypto. Even worse than XRP, if you can believe that. So no if and buts about it. If this project starts to rip, it will not maintain. Look at that, guys. And here's some alpha. Go to any token you want. Look at the historical price. Look at that. That's your opportunity if you bought WorldCoin. Oh, it's a great, and it's a phenomenal project, but it's not a stock. You don't own WorldCoin. You don't own XRP. You don't own Algorand. You don't own HBAR. Phenomenal project. But when you look at the price, that's your money. But if you're an early investor or the company or the foundation, that's their money. See the difference, guys? That's how you should look at it. And there's not a chance in heck that WorldCoin will ever hit a new all-time high. Ever. Now, let me just say this. It could in, say, 15, 20 years, which I don't care about, when it's fully diluted. So we're going to be shorting WorldCoin and XRP and all the projects, which are the majority of them, that have bad tokenomics. Because just like now, no one's stacking hardly crypto. So when these projects, they're going to keep dumping. That's why they dropped 90, 93%. Tokenomics matter. Don't let any fool tell you anything different. And you might want to learn to short. All right, that being said, guys, if you want to learn to short, I have a shorting strategy that I put into a course. I want to build the strongest, most intelligent, successful shorters in all of crypto. So I put the course together, has 13 videos. It educates you on how I think and my strategy. And guys, 90% of the people are probably going to disagree because we don't short on days like this. A lot of people are going, oh, Bitcoin or whatever is going to keep going down. We short the pumps. We short the all-time highs. We short the bullish news. It's a different strategy. But you get my strategy in the course. You get a Zoom call with me so you understand how I think and how the process works. And then you get 5 months of my inner circle for only $250. I think it'll pay for itself 1,000 times over the years. And we have been doing extremely well with a high win rate, and I've been documenting that almost every day. Now, if you need some help with your portfolio and you don't know how to compare these projects, or you don't know how to dollar cost average in or out, or you don't understand market cap or tokenomics, which are two of the most important things in crypto to understand, no matter what people tell you, I got 18 videos. It answers all those questions. You get a Zoom call with me where we go through your portfolio and I help you with your game plan. You get 5 months of my inner circle, or you can just buy the inner circle. But guys, I'll post and pin that in the comments and in the description. Reach out if you think you need some help. That being said, guys, whether you reach out or not, do yourself a favor. Stop following these people that are just getting you to FOMO in. I've never seen so many people lie to you. And if you lie to me about my money, even if you sugarcoat it, we can't be friends. I can't comprehend how someone starts a channel to dump on their community, lie to their community, sugarcoat. You know, they don't respect you enough to tell you the truth. Guys, I don't care what you do with your money, but I do care that you have the information you need, right? It's kind of like if I told you one of your employees is robbing you, stealing from your company, and you choose not to fire them. That's on you, guys, but I at least told you, right? But these influencers are just looking you right in the eye with no respect, and I find it disgusting. Anyway, that's enough of my rant, guys. I'm going to say two different things. If the majority were right, the majority would be rich. And if you don't take profits, you're going to become the prophets. And if you're going to hodl, just remember 80 to 90% of everyone in crypto are in the perp markets. They're trading leverage. No one's here to hold something and make life-changing gains like in 2017 and somewhat in 2021. The game's changed. And guys, here's some more alpha. I know I said two things. When you don't know to take profits because you put in 1,000 and now you're up 70% in a day, add some zeros. Why do you think I felt confident shorting Luna Classic over and over? Why I posted my inner circle? Because guys, there's people that put in like $100K, $1 million. And within 24, 48 hours, they have more than doubled their money, 150% up. If you put in $1 million and you made $1.5 million on the table in 48 hours, what are you going to do? You're going to take profits. Game's changed, guys. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And hit the like button. But either way, guys, come back, be part of this community. I'm still excited. I think the opportunity is here, but the opportunity is changing. And most people are still telling you the straight BS about getting a Lambo like they were in 2017. Think about it, guys. The odds are, if you own any Dino token, any of them, they haven't made a new all-time high in this cycle, and probably not the one before. Think about that. but yet people are telling you you're going to get a 100x, 1,000x from its all-time high. I just walked you through it. Man, it's a crazy game, guys. But if you're doing well, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not, guys, call these people out. Ask them to justify the tokenomics. Most of these numbers, guys, are mathematically, it can't even happen. All right, didn't mean to get on my rant, but guys, that's a lot of alpha for you. Take care.